Open Seas is a pen and paper solo sandbox game. Controlling a captain and a first mate, it will be up to you to decide how do you want to chart your way to victory. Will you focus on fishing, trading, exploring, sailing, base building, completing quests, treasure hunting? To play the game, you will need a 10-sided die, a pen, a pencil, and you will need to print or reproduce the 3 sheets at the end of the rulebook. We'll go through each of them one by one, starting with the character sheet. This is an example of a filled character sheet as we get ready to start a game. The top section is for your captain. You will choose a race, a class, indicate that it starts at level 1 with 0 XP and 6 hit points. Then there's a list of all the skills in the game. You get some points based on your race and class, and you also get to distribute an additional number of points at the beginning of the game. Then there's a space for abilities. You get 2 racial abilities and a class ability. As you level up, you will gain additional class abilities. I didn't put anything in the ambition slot because I'm not aiming for a expert level victory. The second section is for the first mate, which is basically identical. Then the middle section is for reputation. You get points at the start based on your captain's race and your first mate's race. And these scores will help you get better result when you trade with these races. You start the game with 500 gold pieces, but without any items or gems and without a bank account. The next section is for your ship stats. You simply copy the starting stats found in the rulebook. Notice that you will begin the game with 4 empty cargo holds to acquire and eventually trade merchandise. The final section is for treasure maps. You begin the game with 1, so you roll on the treasure map table and reproduce the 3x3 area in the first slot. You indicate that you've acquired this map in Moon 1 and you underline the square which contains the actual treasure. Next is the navigation sheet, where you will draw your ocean map and track the passage of time. Each navigation sheet is linked to a specific location sheet. If you ever explore the old ocean map, you can sail to another one, starting a new pair of navigation and location sheets. You simply rolled for wind direction in the top left. Here I rolled 6, so the wind is blowing south. In the middle section, I indicate that it's Moon 1 when we start the game. I rolled on the moon effect table to find the effect that will apply to all actions during Moon 1. And Doom remains at 0. It will start to increase starting in Moon 2. The top right section is the fishing grid. We don't need to do anything right now. The middle section is the ocean map. Our ship will start in square 1A, the top left square. And when we begin the game, we will draw the islands in the top left tile, the 5x5 area where the ship is. Finally, the bottom section is for quests. You start the game with 1, so I rolled on the quests table, wrote a description of the quest. I also rolled on the race table to determine the race of the quest giver, because by default, if you complete or abandon a quest, you will get a bonus or penalty to this race reputation. I also indicate the deadline for the quest. If you don't complete it by that time, you have to abandon it. Next is the locations sheet. There's nothing to write at the start of the game. The top section is for locations in the current ocean map. Each one you indicate the coordinates of the square, the name of the location, the race of the owners, and the number of the moon when you first identify that location. The bottom section is for a base if you decide to build one in this ocean map. In the next video, we'll show you actual gameplay and you will understand how to accomplish the 5 actions and how to write down the effects of these actions on your sheets.